What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Justice Falls. We back at it again with another video, and today we're looking at the Game Awards 2020. Now, before we get into this video, again, I just wanted to explain to you guys that there are like 90-something% of you guys not subscribed. Why? You watching it? You clearly liking the content based on the numbers. Subscribe to your boy. I'm gonna keep coming with the content. Don't worry. Don't think I'm gonna fall off. I'm gonna keep. It's going every time you guys subscribe and you view it. Every video you view is gonna be better than the last one. All right, just as good or better. You feel me? You know, I also have a podcast going on. You can check all of that stuff out on my website. But anyway, let's get to the video. So, the 2020 Game Awards. So it came on last night around 6 Eastern. I'm on the East Coast in the Eastern time zone, so it was 6 p.m. for us. And as you can see, I have various links open to, get us through this coverage. So it was about three. I think it was like 3.5 hours. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big award show person. I do look at some of the music performances, for these award shows, but I'm not really a huge award show type of person. So honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep during some parts of it. So some parts I missed, but I made sure I went back and caught some of the parts that I'm gonna shut up now. That's my phone talking thing. I'm talking to the phone. But anyway, yeah. So before we even get into it, the reason why I don't like a lot of award shows, because there's a lot of politics and a lot of behind the scenes. A lot of these companies do a lot of different techniques to make sure that their product is promoted above others. So, and that's proven. You can research that. I'm not even just saying that. I'm not here to slander no company. I'm just here stating the facts. So we have this 2020 winners here. We're going to start with the winners of all the categories. I'm going to try to blow through this quick. I'm trying to make this video at least less than 15 minutes, because it's not really much to go through. It was your typical award show. So the voting jury. So this is the official Game Awards website. And as far as a voting jury, nominations for the Game Awards are selected by a voting jury of 95 leading media and influencer outlets across the globe. And they have a list down here. So from USA, you can see all of these companies that were involved in the voting process. And, judging from what we see here, you can probably judge which games got which awards, which is what we mostly want to focus on as gamers, so we can argue about it on our YouTube channels. It's free content. These are some more international companies and things of that nature all over the world. This was promoted as a global event, which is cool. You're bringing everybody together. I like that. So you see all these companies from around the world, and even the esports community. I'm not big on the the whole esports thing, but I do indulge in it and I'm watching it. I'll have some comments on that later. But the show was well put together. Let's go to the FAQs as well. The show was well put together. It was hosted by Sydney Goodman, and the pre-show was hosted by Sydney Goodman. They gave out a multitude of awards during the pre-show, and then Jeff Keighley hosted the main show, which lasted the rest of the 3 hours overnight. And a bunch of promotions going on from a bunch of different companies. You can still watch it. It's here. You can go on the official website, as you can see, and watch it. A bunch of different companies promoted their stuff. Now, the FAQ, this was what I found, part of what I found interesting down here, where it says, why don't fans completely choose the winners? Which I'm kind of torn on. It says, creating 100% fan vote presents several challenges. First, given that some games are exclusive to one platform, a public vote puts single-platform games at an inherent disadvantage over multi-platform titles. In addition, it is important that winners cannot be socially engineered in any way. We find that a blended vote is the most credible and authentic way to select the winners. Now, with these award shows, again, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes things that take place, and you'll see later when I get into the games that won and the categories that they came up with. You'll see why I kind of don't fully agree with the fans not having 100% of the vote, but I understand why. We'll go through that, and then it says who selects the winners. Winners are determined by a blended vote between a voting jury 90% and a public fan voting 10%. Fans can vote for their favorite games at thegameawards.com and the social media platforms in select categories. In China, fans can vote for winners via Bilibili, some app or some service called Bilibili. I don't know what that is. Don't ask me. Fan voting closed on Wednesday, December 9th, yada yada. So that was interesting. So now do you have some preface, something to preface when when you're looking at these things. Now we'll get into the actual winners. So I think it just starts right at the top, game of the year. So off top, we're gonna look at the game of the year, and as you can see, it was The Last of Us Part 2, a very contentious and hotly debated game amongst gamers, amongst media, amongst everyone. You know, some people thought it wasn't as deep as they said it was. They said it was just basically good versus like revenge is bad kind of storyline, which I agree with. Which most of it was. But as far as the gameplay and the cinematics, I think it was fun to play. It just was maybe it kind of dragged on. I don't ever want to say a game was too long because we pay a lot of money for these games, and we want the most value we could possibly get from we paying $60 now $70 for these games. So I'm not gonna ever say a game was too long, but I feel like the game kind of dragged on a bit, and it could have been. They could have condensed a lot of parts of the game, in my opinion. So, yeah, The Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year. I heard that Neil Druckmann got promoted to co-president. After the nominees came out for these awards, Neil Druckmann, he got promoted. And Ghost of Tsushima, that I feel like that was the game of the people. It was either Ghost of Tsushima or, for me, Doom Eternal. I had a ringer, and it was Hades. Hades is also a dope game. It came out originally for PC, and then recently released on the Nintendo Switch. So check that out. I knew Animal Crossing wasn't going to win because it's just like it's like a flavor of the month kind of game. Like people jump on it, and because they bored during quarantine, and then it's not going to be talked about again. The Final Fantasy VII remake, it's a remake. Great, a damn good remake, but I didn't think it had enough oomph to win Game of the Year, so I thought it was going to be Ghost of Tsushima, and you'll see kind of partly why as we go down. Best Game Direction, again, we see The Last of Us 2 winning. As far as the game direction, again, I feel like we're awarding a lot of these like kind of Oscar bait type of games, where we're just going to put as much, I guess, tension into it as possible, and kind of like ignore the story portion of it, which brings me to my next point of best narrative, which again, The Last of Us 2 won again. You're starting to see a pattern here. You're starting to see what I was talking about in the beginning of the video. That's now 3 awards that they've won, the three major awards. Then we get into best art direction, Ghost of Tsushima. Last of Us 2 wasn't going to grab that one, and neither was any of the other games. Ghost of Tsushima was probably the best looking game of this generation. This was like a great send off to the PS4, the 8th generation of consoles, PS4 and things of that nature. So I think they deserve that. I also think they deserve Game of the Year, but we'll get into that. Best score and music, Final Fantasy VII. No surprise there, honestly, because you have world-renowned composers such as Nobuo Uematsu. That guy and his team, as well as Masashi Hamazuki and Misoto Suzuki. Those guys are beasts at game at designing music for games. So my personal favorite was Doom Eternal, just because of the super aggressive metal that's in it. I love heavy metal. I play it. I listen to it every day, and that was my pick. But you can't always get what you want, right? I'm pretty sure it was a close second or third. Shout out to the other games, in the category. And then we go right back to best audio design. We get right back to Last of Us Part 2. Again, as far as audio, the game was pretty good as far as audio, but I don't know. I just think that Ghost of Tsushima, as far as audio design, had more depth to it, because you could just hear the trees blowing, you could hear the wind blowing in every direction, you can hear the birds chirping off in the distance, you can hear the Mongols giving out orders from a few yards away when you're traveling down the road and stuff. Like, it was dope. So best performance, they gave it to Laura Bailey, the woman that played Abby. Abby was actually a pretty decent character. A lot of you know what happened, in the story. It was a very polarizing, very controversial character. Based off the events in the game, people were sending this woman death threats because of how her character behaved, as opposed to in opposition to Ellie. So I think she won kind of off the strength of that. Like, the performance was just so powerful and so controversial that people had to sit there and send death threats to this woman, which is ridiculous. But again, that you see who I picked and who the community would pick. Games for Impact. Tell Me Why. Tell Me Why dealt with a lot of social issues, a lot of gender identity issues and things of that nature. So that was a very compelling story. I'm not really familiar with the other games, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but I do know Tell Me Why was one of those games that sat there and dug into those social issues. Best ongoing, No Man's Sky. I'm not gonna lie, I never played it, never really cared to play it, so we gonna skip that one. Best indie, I knew Hades was gonna win something. Hades is a dope game. Pick that up if you have the Switch or if you have the PC. Definitely pick that up. That was one of my. That was honestly, to be like, if not for Ghost of Tsushima, this would be my game of the year. I'm gonna be completely honest. That's how good I think the game is. Now, best mobile game, Among Us. Okay, I thought honestly Genshin Impact would take this one because of the fact that it was like a super hyped game, and it was one of those mobile games where you think it's just going to be like the rest of those mobile games, those anime based mobile games, but it really showed off. But Among Us took over. They had everybody going crazy. All of us content creators, even people that don't even game, was playing it. And then Call of Duty is Call of Duty, so you're not going to get a huge fan base over that. You're just going to get the people that normally play it. Best community, Fall Guys. I'll never played Fall Guys. So it's whatever on that category. Best VR, I knew Alex was going to win because people been waiting for that game for years. Squadrons came out too late. Saints and Sinners was graphically unimpressive. Marvel VR was limited. I never even heard of Dreams, so I already knew Alex Half-Life was going to win. Dope game. Definitely pick that up on Steam if you got it. And then right back to innovation and accessibility, which is The Last of Us. That segment, this is apparently by Jeff Keighley. He mentioned that this segment is going to be ongoing. This is basically a category in which they show how developers pay attention to people with disabilities that game. So there was a lot of accessibility options in the menus to help people that are disabled, as well as the controller options that various companies may or may not offer. Best action, I'm glad Hades picked up another award. I say that's pretty fair. Best action adventure, again, Last of Us. You see the pattern here. Best role-playing game, Final Fantasy VII. That's fine, but I thought Persona 5 Royale was going to win because it's more in-depth. Like, people were complaining that Final Fantasy Remake was too limited in what you could do and what it offered, but Persona 5 gave you more, gave you the original game, which was loaded, plus more. And then best fighting, Mortal Kombat Ultimate. I'm not mad at that because look at what it's going up against. This game is not that popular, but it's really good. Under Night in Birth. This game wasn't that good, but it's popular because of the anime licensing. Another game that's very good, but not as popular because people don't even know what Grand Blue is. Like, they don't know what In Birth is. And then Street Fighter. People didn't really like Street Fighter 5. I'm one of them. I got it. I have the arcade version, and I didn't really like it. And Mortal Kombat 11, I was liking that, especially with all the characters. They gave us every character that we could possibly ask for. They gave us Spawn. They gave us Rambo. Like, come on. Like, you can't, Fujin. Like, you can't ask for a much more. And then best family, Animal Crossing. No surprise there. Because, that was a game, a very chill game. You can just play. It's not even competitive. It's just, you just chill with your family and things of that nature. Best sim, obviously, Microsoft Flight Simulator. You could fly around the entire Earth. Game it wasn't going to lose to no game in this category. Racing, Tony Hawk. Multiplayer, Among Us, again, anybody could just jump in and play. It's not a sweat like this game is and like this game is, and then Content Creator of the Year. Honestly, this was kind of inspiring, but at the same time, I wasn't really hyped because I don't really know none of these people. Only person I know on here is Alana Pierce. I recently found J.N. Lopez, so I can't say I know who she is really. Valkyrie, I heard of her. These other two guys, never heard of. Forgive my ignorance, but I just never heard of them. I heard of Alana Pierce. I thought she was going to win, but she didn't. But anywho, that's best debut game. Phasmophobia. Not surprised there. A lot of people have been uploading gameplay of that. A lot of people have been putting up footage of that and been enjoying that game. I like Motor Shell though. I have Motor Shell. And it's pretty dope. So you can catch that on Steam as well for the low. I mean, either Steam or Epic Game Store or something like that. Best esports athlete. Now this one was interesting because they had Stephen A. Smith come on. If you don't know, you got to know who Stephen A. Smith is. If you know about any type of sports, he's on ESPN, turning up every morning. So he announced this category. Just to, I guess, legitimize esports. And, I guess you could say it's legit. Like, me as an athlete, I'm not going to say that esports can compare to actual physical sports that people play. But there's a niche for it. That's why it's called esports. It's not like basketball or football in real life. These people really go in on these games. And they really come up with strategies to win. They got coaches and they got tournaments, high pressure environments, And then best esports coach, same thing, I'm not going to hate on esports because they out here getting money. I'm not going to never hate on nobody out here getting money. That's a fact. So, best esport events will be the League of Legends World Championship 2020. I know League is one of the most popular games ever. Next to World of Warcraft type levels, so I would never front on that. But if that's how they do it and they lit like that with that kind of stage, I respect it. And the best esports game, of course, League. I thought it'd be Fortnite, but I'm not surprised by League. League has been on top for a hot minute. Best esports host. Okay, they going in with the esports. Best esports host. I don't know who none of these people are. The best esports team. I'm not really familiar with esports teams. You guys can shun me or help educate me in my ignorance of why esports is so crazy and so important to y'all. Y'all could, go for that in the comments, but whatever. So, anywho, moving on. Let's see what we got here. I already mentioned all this stuff. Okay, Neil Druckmann. Now we have the world premieres. There was a lot of world premiere games that were shown throughout the pre-show and throughout the night. when they was giving out the awards and all the performances of that nature. Just real quick on the performances. The only performance that I really liked was a Persona 5 Strikers performance with Len Inaizumi of and the song was called Last Surprise Remix. And it's gonna be like one of the title tracks for the Persona 5 Strikers video game that's coming out, I think February 23rd or 21st. So definitely check this out. You can go on YouTube and check it out. I'm not trying to get copyrighted, so I'm not gonna play it, and neither am I gonna play any of these videos. So Loop Hero, that's a lot of 2D side scrollers. 2D side scroller. This is like Shadow Colossus with different animals. This is another 2.5D side scroller, Near Replicant, 3D hack and slash, but it's like a remake and they're adding new stuff on it. This is like Panzer Dragoon. You're riding on top of a dragon, spraying fire and stuff. This was probably one of the more. These two were probably one of the more dope reveals. This is the Sephiroth reveal. You could just type, Smash Brothers Sephiroth reveal, and then this was Perfect Dark remake. I called it in one of my old videos. I gotta find it somewhere, but I know I called a Perfect Dark remake, but ended up not being a remake because I kind of misinterpreted what was being shown. One of my other coverages, and then we got Back for Blood, which is basically Left 4 Dead but like rebooted. So these three were my favorite: the Sephiroth reveal for Smash, the Perfect Dark, I guess remake or whatever they're gonna do with it, and then Left 4 Dead remake or reboot or whatever they're doing. Callisto Protocol. This was just a trailer. Looks like one of those Predator, Alien vs Predator type games. Open roles. This is one of those like Life is Strange type of games. Check that out. Dragon Age, you know what Dragon Age is. It was just a little teaser. Endless Dungeon, another like 2D side scrolling type of situation. Crimson Desert. This one also looked dope. This one actually surprised me. It's like a 3D hack and slash, and you're like a knight and stuff, things of that nature. This looked dope. The graphics on this look really dope, so check that out. Season, I didn't even see that one. I probably was asleep. Arc 2, it has Vin Diesel in it, so it's like whatever. If you played Arc 1, it's probably gonna be the same game, just with Vin Diesel character frame slapped on it. Fist, I probably fell asleep on that. I don't know, so you could check that out at your own behest. I think it's a 2D 2.5D side scroller situation. This look kind of like Mass Effect, like you're in space. It's like a first person shooter. Look like Mass Effect a little bit. Evil Dead, y'all know Evil Dead. They're coming out with a game for that. This was teased a while back. Returnal, that's another game that was teased in another video I did. I think it was either the PlayStation or the Microsoft console reveal. This looks dope. I'm definitely copping this. It's 3D shooter, and you're fighting all types of aliens. Outriders, I did a video on Outriders. You can check out that video. It's looking dope. That's another game I'm looking forward to. So we got a few games on here that I'm looking forward to. It Takes Two, probably a kiddie game. I probably fell asleep on that part. You know what Elder Scrolls is. Monster Hunter Rise. You know what you're going to get from Monster Hunters. This is a spinoff of League of Legends, and then they finished with a big teaser for the next Mass Effect game, whatever that'll be. And I also did a video on Mass Effect. They're gonna remaster, I think, the first 3 games, so that one is gonna come out soon, and then there's gonna be a new Mass Effect coming out according to this trailer. So I'm hyped for that because Mass Effect is one of my favorite series. And honestly, that was pretty much it. Like it wasn't really a super crazy show. I just gave you all the meat and potatoes of it basically just now. Hopefully this video hasn't gone too long, but it probably has, but who cares anyway. So anywho, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think down in there. We could chop it up. Check out my website. It has all my other content on there. And subscribe. You 96, 95, 96% of people that are watching this right now, you're not subscribed. Subscribe. Hit that button. Violate that button. So we could grow this community and I could have more time to make even better videos for you guys. All right. So you guys already know the vibes. It's your boy Justice Falls, and we out. One.